Networking is life because if you don't have great relationships, you'll never have the woman you want, you'll never have the friends you want, you'll never have the career or business that you want to grow. So when it comes to networking, that's probably the most important thing because life is all about relationships. It's not necessarily about the numbers. The numbers are just the compass, the guide map, the direction, the goal, but it's not the driver's seat of anything you do in life. Let's get into it, talking about how to network if you're new to networking and you're uncomfortable with it. I know when I first started networking, I was uncomfortable with it too because I was out of my comfort zone. I'm not typically a guy that likes to talk about business, even though I can, and I'm actually really comfortable with talking about my expertise. But anytime you change of environments, you're gonna always be hesitant, you're gonna always be cautious, you're always gonna feel a little bit timid and feel a little bit inferior compared to other people, but that's not something different. It's not something unique. Everyone goes through it. And here's some of the tips I've done to actually make me a strong, capable networker. So I'm a real estate investor. I actually hold a lot of events. I run 4 different networks myself, as well as going to everyone else's events in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I pretty much seen every type of event, anything down from Napa Valley all the way to Morgan Hill. That spans over 100 miles one direction. And so I've been to a lot of different groups and I know who's who in the industry when it comes to networking and real estate. So here's a couple tips that I've done to actually build confidence, get out there, to grow my business, make a lot of great friends. Because every time I go to a new event, it's actually, it creates a lot of discomfort and a little anxiety and hesitation because it's always a new scene. So I have to hype myself up every single time. But first off, I always look at networking as a way of partying and playing. I don't look at it as, oh, I have to be uptight. It's all about work and I gotta just present myself. I think it's important to actually just be yourself, become who you are, and just enjoy that you have the opportunity to do this. Not everyone is able to get out there and go network with other people. Not everyone's able to get off of work so they can build their dreams. Not everybody is alive and breathing and you get the opportunity to live another day and you can do these things. So every chance you get out to connect with other people, enjoy it, be grateful for it and have fun with it. And so that leads me to another tip I do is when I go to events, I actually like to go to them by myself. I don't typically like to go to events with other people and I don't mind it at all when I do. But when I go by myself, it actually forces me to actually be outgoing, to go talk to people, to go meet new people and be comfortable with other different walks of life. And that's really important because now it's like you're totally by yourself going out to meet other people. And that actually builds confidence. So most people don't understand that. When you go do things by yourself and you set out to do them and you actually get all these small wins, you're actually then gonna get really good at it. You're gonna build a lot of confidence, a lot of self-esteem, and then you'll be able to do a lot bigger stuff and get out there for your peoples. Definitely have fun with that. Another thing I like to do is actually pick events that I would personally enjoy. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a work event, a real estate event, a crypto event, if they're even around, or a hedge fund event, or beauty supplies, it doesn't matter. I go to events that I like to go to. So it could be a motorcycle event because I like to ride dirt bikes, so I'm gonna connect with people that way. Or I like to go to old school cars and see what people are working on with their vehicles. I think it's really dope. It's one of my hobbies. I like to go to DJ battles. So most people don't know, I grew up as a DJ. I started when I was 12. And so for me to go to a battle scene where I'm seeing DJs scratch all day and come up with some new tricks, I think it's the funnest thing ever. And so when you go to those events that are catered to the hobbies, things that you really enjoy and what you're really passionate about, you're gonna naturally become extrovert because you wanna partake in that energy because those are the things that feed you energy and it naturally pours out of you when you're actually having fun with it. So definitely do that. Now, as soon as you get to the event, the first thing I always do is always greet someone with the first 5 seconds. I don't like to just sit there and be a wallflower. I hate that. That's the worst feeling in the world. But I actually like to get out there and just introduce myself. It doesn't matter who it is. How you doing? My name's Lionel, and what do you do? Where are you coming from? What brings you to this event? So ask some general questions and watch people's responses. When you ask general questions, be curious about them. Be more talkative about who they are rather than about yourself. Let those questions come, but definitely try to be curious about people, get to know them. That actually makes them like you more and they want to follow up with you even more afterwards. So definitely do that so you could actually build up and grow your network. Now, the second thing I do is after I'm talking to these people, I actually watch their body language. When I watch their body language, it tells me if they're open to me or not. If you see them close arms, looking away, trying to find someone else to talk to, chances are they're not vibing with you. So just keep it moving, go on to the next person. Don't take it personal. Sometimes these people are thinking about certain things and you just came up to them at the wrong time. But if they're open to you, they're talking to you, they're using their hands to communicate, they're smiling, they're making great eye contact, they're facing you, then that means this person's really open to you. So definitely take the time and ask more questions, be thoughtful, get to know them on a deeper level. And I'm not talking about trying to collar it or anything like that, but it's really just get to know them as a person, not past what the network event is about. Ask those little questions. Those go a long way. That actually starts building the foundation of friendship. And so that's what you want, because the more allies you have, the more you could execute on whatever you want to do. But one cautious thing I want to remind you of is don't use people. Yeah, you're trying to network, you're trying to do cool things, but don't use people. Don't be manipulative. And sometimes when you're talking to people, you're going to figure out what they want at this event. Try to figure a way to bring it to them, provide value that way. Connect them with the person that could get them a step closer to their goals. And these guys will forever be like one of your homies. And so that's one of the great things I like to do. So the moment someone tells me, oh, I'm looking for this type of person or this type of resource, all right, cool, I got the person for you. I'll connect them. And it actually it makes me look better. You get a lot more credibility, a lot more authority, and you get known as the power connector. I really like to be a connector. I like to put people together. Some people say it's matchmaking in business, but it's just a way to connect people and get their things done. And this actually benefits me also because the fact that I'm able to connect people to other resources, I end up getting brought into deals. I don't even have to try to get brought into a deal. It actually works out, it helps out. So it's like when I get the resources or I help put the team together, it actually makes me look more of authority and credibility, and I get to partake in great transactions and great things to do. Now, the one thing I actually like to do when I'm talking to people also is find commonality. And what that is find the things that make you relatable. So I always try to figure out what kind of hobbies people do, talk about people's families. Do they have kids? How about their wives? Things like that. And keep it very brief. Don't be like too prying. It gets sketchy when you ask too many questions, like an interview. You come off like an investigative reporter, and that you don't want to be looked like that too. Just be natural with it and just ask about certain things. Oh, so how'd you get into this? For me, when I go to events, like, how'd you get into real estate? Why'd you choose it? Most of the time, most people say they want to build financial freedom. So I'll actually follow up with, so why for financial freedom? What's your like root goal? Most of the time they'll say, oh, it's because I want to make sure my wife and kids are taken care of. Oh yeah, that's cool. So how many kids do you have? Oh, Susie's, Jack's 17 and Bella's 8 years old. I'm just making stuff up right now, but it's, all right, cool, gives me a head. What they're trying to look at. Are they trying to get into investing because their kids are about to go to college and they want extra income? Or is it the kids are getting older, I want to build something for them when I retire or when I pass away, I have something to pass on? Or they could be building up something to create more income so they could spend more time with the kids too. So those are the thought process. As soon as someone gives me information, there's multiple things I could think of at once, and it allows me to ask follow-up questions. And so that's what I mean by being curious about people, is when you're able to ask those follow-up questions, you can help them figure out the root goals and the main things they want to take care of. And when you do that, you'll actually execute it. When you do that, you can figure out how to have people execute their goals, and it's actually really cool. And then you actually have a friend for life because of it. It's an exciting thing. You can always have a contact to relate to and just get out there and just build anything. But I mean, there's a lot of great books about it. One of them's like Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence, and a lot of John C. Maxwell books are really great. And yeah, definitely check those books out. I'll list them out in the descriptions. But yeah, man, friendships, everything, relationships are the most important thing in life. And if you're able to build a lot of great, meaningful contacts and friendships, then you could execute and move forward with anything you want to choose. And you'll always have a cool story to share with some people, whether you're telling the story or they're telling you a story. It's a great experience and I really enjoy it. Have a great time. Make sure you get out there, go meet some new people, go do the hobbies you like to do, go to network events to grow your business, and just make a lot of great friendships. It's the best thing in life. Have a great one.